This is the tale of a man destined by fate to do the worst thing in the history of the universe, because who the hell do you think I am? Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, row, fight the power. Touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Row, row, fight the power. What you wanna do is just break the roof and you'll see the truth, You see the steam of the G coming through, baby. Row, row, fight the power. Power to your peeps, power for your dreams, oh missing pieces, scattered so incomplete. Sincerely, I am so sorry. Welcome to ImSyncs. Ciao, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to ImSyncs, a show in which I give my opinions on any given anime, video game, or topic. Today I'm going to be giving a short review of Gurren Lagann, which is an anime all about giant robots fighting in space. Not to be confused with all the other anime about giant robots fighting in space. This one is pretty cool. Now, Gurren Lagann is made by the creators of Kill la Kill, a show in which I have watched, in fact, did not enjoy very much, because, I feel like it didn't really have a clear direction in what it wanted to be. But does Gurren Lagann have a clear direction? Pretty much, yeah. In this, I mean that it takes a lot of the anime cliches and stuff that you love or don't love about anime and just kind of blends it together, but not in a satirical sense per se. Nay, Gurren Lagann is a show that's pretty stupid, but in taking all this stuff about the mech genre and just kind of running with it, it ends up becoming a very solid experience in the end, for a variety of reasons. The main reason I'd say that this show in particular is good in a sense beyond just dumb action is a character development, especially in the main character. Following a crucial event in the story, the main character really comes to on their own and becomes this really badass guy that you would have never expected him to be at the beginning of the show. And this is pretty cool. And the sheer number of characters in this show that don't necessarily get the short end of the stick is quite impressive. There's quite a lot of characters here and they're all pretty solid. Now, starting this show off, I really did not think that it was going to be that good. Coming after Kill la Kill, I was expecting something like that experience. And considering that show started off pretty good for me and got a lot worse, I was expecting that this show would follow suit. To my surprise, it did nothing but get better. Now, I think it's kind of hard to talk about this show without mentioning a specific event in the story, so I'm going to say that if you've not watched up to about episode 7 in this show, please click here for spoiler shields or whatever. Kamina's death, you know I was going to say it. This is a very crucial moment in the story. Kamina's death is really the driving force behind this entire show, and it wasn't expected at all, actually, if you haven't had it spoiled for you, which I hope I just didn't do. The first few episodes just have your characters, and they just do things, and you're like, okay, I'm just kind of like watching this. And yeah, the characters are interesting and everything, but the plot isn't really going anywhere. Other than, of course, blowing up the level of absurdity in every single episode in terms of what is being fought, which is a growing theme throughout the entire show, and something I actually very much enjoy. Kamina's death just really sort of rattled the whole, what everything the show had going for it, which was just sort of like the cliche anime stuff, and it turned it into something that was a lot more driven and a lot more important to be watching. I actually felt like the show's whole plot really started to skyrocket there, and of course, most importantly, Simone's development, which I've already mentioned, but it has to be said, this is probably my favorite thing about the show. The fact that Kamina's death is a leading force towards Simone to develop more and more into this huge embodiment of awesome and epicness after being such a wimp. This show does that better than any other shows. I can think of certain shows that have tried to do this in the past, some examples being like Guilty Crown, but this show just does it so much better. With Kamina's death, it just makes it so much more driven and meaningful, at least to me. The fact that he becomes like even stronger than Kamina in the end is really cool. This show doesn't necessarily have a lot going on in terms of inner meanings and things you have to think about, but is that really what you want from robots blowing each other up? It will get to that sort of like political intrigue thing at some point. And I like that actually pretty well. it's not going to be for everybody, but I thought that it really just got better for me, at least. The whole show's second half was the 7-year gap was surprising to me, and it was pretty interesting to watch, just the changes in these characters and how they all came to fight this giant mega super universe enemy at the end. It's pretty cool. The animation is also very good and has quite a nice style, which is cool. The music is good too, and you will be listening to Row Row Fight the Power all day, every day. The opening becomes extra special as they use it throughout the entire course of the series, only changing the opening, like, cinematics. And at the very end of the series, in the most climactic moments, they also play it, which makes it really a kind of a special opening in a lot of ways. When I first saw Kill la Kill, the absurd kind of crazy nature of it seemed almost satirical. This is somewhat true with Gurren Lagann, but I didn't feel the same vibe from this. I felt like it was its own show on its own, and I felt like it knew what it wanted to do. I think just sort of the straightforward nature of boom, action, explosion actually really helps the show a lot. And it also has to be stated that the ending to the show is quite good. It's one of the best endings I think that I've seen in an anime. It feels quite rewarding to get to the end, and it, like, wraps things up in terms of just the genre and everything. I think this is definitely one of the better ones you'll find. So considering it comes to such a great conclusion and really only gets better as time goes on, I have to say that Gurren Lagann is a pretty damn good show. I really enjoyed just about everything about this show. I guess I could come up with some critiques, but regardless of those, I think it's definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it yet. And if you have money, unlike me, maybe even buy it. I would if I had money, maybe, but I don't. It is available on Netflix if you want to watch it there. It's a great place to watch it. You can also watch it on Crunchyroll, probably. There's some other sites. I think Hulu has it. You can watch it places, and you definitely should if you haven't yet. So, watch Gurren Lagann and have a jolly old time, because that's exactly what this show is. The show's just a really good time, and you should enjoy it. I did. If you don't enjoy it, then I'm sorry. Sorry for recommending you a show you didn't like. But I have some other recommendations for you. You can watch my videos. They're up on the screen right now. Wow, how amusing. You can click them and then you can be all happy watching them, maybe, if you like that sort of thing. You can also subscribe. That helps me out a lot. I mean, like, subscribing is cool. Like, the cool kids are doing it. If you want to join the face butts, definitely subscribe. That's about all for today. I'll see you next time. Peace.